was 1995. It was the year that the DVD was invented. Sony jumped into the gaming industry with the worldwide release of the PlayStation console, and Pixar amazed us with Toy Story, the first entirely computer-animated feature film. It was also a time when RPGs reigned supreme on the Super Nintendo. There were so many incredible titles that came out on the SNES in the 90s, such as Final Fantasy, Robotrek, Breath of Fire, Seven Saga, and Secret of Mana, just to name a few. In addition, the mid-90s also gave us what is arguably the greatest game ever created for the Super Nintendo. Chrono Trigger being one of the best role-playing games on the console, and the first in the Chrono series. The story follows a group of adventurers who travel through time to prevent a global catastrophe. You navigate an overworld map and traverse forests, cities, and castle dungeons. The active time battle system allows for more seamless enemy encounters than your traditional RPG at the time. Chrono Trigger is a classic SNES title that all who enjoyed role-playing games that grew up in the 90s have very fond memories of. Crimson Echoes is a fan game developed by the team at CHRONO Laboratories as a ROM hack and an unofficial installment in the Chrono series. The game is set 5 years after the events of Chrono Trigger, and once again, you travel through time, you battle crazy bosses, all while leveling up and stealing cakes? The project was in development from 2004 to 2009, with 98% of it completed. But just weeks prior to the expected release date, Square sent the developers a cease and desist letter for violating Square's intellectual property, which led to the cancellation of the project. Despite its cancellation, versions have since leaked onto the internet and can be played through entirely. I managed to purchase a physical copy of Crimson Echoes from TimeWalk Games shortly before they shut down their business. This was a company who took great pride in producing high-quality, reissued Nintendo cartridge games. They also offered fully translated Japanese games that were never released in North America. This copy of Crimson Echoes, the box is hard to differentiate from an actual Super Nintendo one. It literally looks authentic. Their attention to detail in creating such beautiful replicas clearly shows their love for retro gaming. Their boxes included a custom painted and professionally labeled cartridge, a large 18 by 12 inch world map with a detailed Crimson Echoes illustration on the back, along with a full-colored instruction booklet. I mean, it looks like an actual Nintendo manual. It's beautiful.
Now, the only negative issue I have it's a pretty minor issue, is the battery in the cartridge. I mean, they must have put a very low quality battery in there because I saved my game the night before. after recording, and then the next day went to load my previous save file, and they were all blank. So I had to start all over again, to gather some more footage. It's mildly annoying, I know, but that's the only issue I'd have with this. Granted, the game has been sitting unused for well over a decade, but the storage on original SNES games usually lasts between 20 and 25 years. So it's just, I know it's a minor thing, but it's annoying. I guess my advice would be, if you're a game collector or even just a investor when it comes to retro games, would be to try and pick these up if you see them for the right price. They do hold their value. They seem to be going up quite a bit over time, especially if you find sealed ones. I'm not interested in sealed games, but yeah, my only regret is not buying more when I had the chance. But if you're just looking to play the game, I would just download the ROM. These go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you don't need to spend that kind of money. But anyway, that's TimeWalk Games. That's Chrono Trigger, Crimson Echoes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.